Story 1. Am I the a-hole for refusing to change rooms despite being the most practical thing? My 16 female, dad 36 male, married his wife Becca, 42 female, 2 years ago. She has 3 kids, twins, 14 female, and a 12-year-old male. And I've known them for 5 years, and I don't really get along with them apart from my stepbrother. For some clarification, my mom is not in the picture anymore, and neither is their dad. My dad just received my grandparents' house. Granny passed away, and we're planning to move there. It has the same amount of rooms, 4, but it has a bigger yard, a basement, and my dad says we can get a pool in a few years. I used to spend weekends at my grandparents', and so I already have a room there, my dad's old room. My grandparents made some renovations so I could have my own bathroom and a bigger closet there. So when my dad said we were moving, he said I had to get rid of half of my furniture because I already have stuff there. I'll admit, my room there is nicer than the one I have here because I was my grandparents' only grandchild and they kept it modern. It was obvious that I was going to keep my room there. Becca didn't say anything that time because she didn't know the room had a full bath and a walk-in closet. They visited the house last week to start moving some stuff while my step-siblings and I were at school, and at night, during dinner, Becca said that I would have to choose some other room because the girls should get the one I use. Both my dad and I were confused, and she said it was better and the most practical thing, since the twins were 2 and they needed a bigger closet and would be better for them to have their own bathroom. I said, sorry, but no, because my grandparents did all those modifications for me, and that's been my room for as long as I could remember. The girls and her wanted to push the subject, but my dad didn't let them and told my stepmom that they're going to talk later. I guess my dad shut the thought down because the twins have been sulking, and my stepmom asked me to give it a thought because it wasn't fair to my sisters. The twins straight out called me an a-hole, and my friend said I should give up the room because it's true that they need the space more. So am I the a-hole? I would say no, just because she tried to evil stepmother the whole thing, and just blatantly tell you, oh, you have to choose another room. And I mean, it sounds like she's favoring her own kids over you, over a house that she really doesn't own. It's the dad's house. And she just tried to force the issue. If she had talked about it, if there was a discussion with the dad before and brought it up with you, and you talked about it, and then you just decided to flat out refuse, maybe you would have been the a-hole, but she just tried to really steamroll it over and force you out. So no, not really. She should have talked about it more. Communication, people. Communication. Story 2. Entitled mom thinks adults only doesn't apply to her kid at resort pool. Removed by staff. My husband and I are currently vacationing at a 5-star hotel. There are 2 separate pools, one for kids and families and the Serenity/Quiet one for adults. 21 plus is enforced. Both pools are very clearly marked as such by large signs placed around the perimeters of each. We've been here for a few days, and it's been a literal paradise. We've not run into many families or kids, and those that we did see were exceptionally well behaved and attended to by their parents. Until today. We went to the adult pool and got set up on 2 chairs. The pool was in front of us, and the hot tub was behind us. It was a tad chilly, so we ventured over to the hot tub, where we saw a kid about 7 playing with a smeg ton of Star Wars toys on the steps. Call me Karen, I don't care, but this set me off. We came to this resort specifically because of the 2 very separate pools with enforced rules. I want to relax. I don't feel like hearing screaming kids on vacation. I went over to the attendance stand and asked if the hot tub was for families, and if so, was there an adults-only hot tub that we might be directed to? I knew the answer, I just didn't want to come across as too aggressive. I was told that the hot tub was indeed for adults only. So I proceeded to tell both pool attendants that there was a child in the hot tub and I didn't know if his parents were nearby. You guys, both pool attendants were basically like, hell no, and walked very fast over to the hot tub and told a woman who was apparently the mother, entitled mother, of the child that it was adults only and they had to leave. The kid was told to get out. Crying and screaming ensued, and he and the mom then just sat on the chairs. But wait, there's more. After about 5 or 10 minutes, they were still sitting on the chairs in the adult area, and again, the attendant came over and informed them that the area was adults only, and they're not even allowed to sit there, even if they're not actively using the hot tub. Entitled mother was ticked, angrily packed up their stuff, and both were ushered out of the adults area. I suspect that they were there because the kids' pool was super busy and entitled mother didn't want to deal with other kids and or couldn't score a chair. We tipped the attendants generously on our way out and are already planning our next vacation here. I wish more businesses would realize that not everyone wants to commingle with families and kids. Edit to add. The best part is that the particular hotel has kids programming all day. A kids club, and the kids and family pool is actually much bigger and nicer than the adults pool. It also has kids water attractions like ones you would see at a splash pad, a huge bucket that spills water, water guns, fountains, bubblers, etc. Why would you not be there? Oh, I know. Because the mother is an entitled, selfish a-hole who didn't care about her kids' enjoyment or that of the adults around her. Edit to add 2. It happened again today. We were at the adult pool again this morning, and a mother pushing a stroller with another kid in tow tried to sneak in the side entrance of the adult pool area. Not so fast. The same attendant from above stopped them and escorted them out so fast their heads must have been spinning. The kids' pool is absolute madness right now with it being Mother's Day, and there aren't many chairs left, so I'm guessing that she thought the rules don't apply to her. The amazing attendant will be getting another generous tip today. Edit to add 3. To address a few common questions and comments. The resort is the Ritz-Carlton in Key Biscayne, Florida. Highly recommended. We will definitely be returning. And what if the child is neurodivergent or has sensory issues? I honestly don't care. If the kid's overstimulated, he can be taken back to the hotel room for some quiet time or literally anywhere else on the resort that is open and available to him. I also have sensory issues due to cancer treatment, and I'm not about to sit there and deal with someone else's poor planning. Not my problem when I'm on vacation, especially while there are multiple outlets and accommodations for children and literally only one for adults. For all the great comments, thank you to the parents who have offered their support and words of encouragement. The world needs more of you. I suspect that this place might have some, if they have this much available for kids, they might have some kind of like a daycare or something, or probably something that the concierge could recommend. I think these mothers probably, it might have been too expensive for them, or they didn't want to do it and just drag their kids along. Mother's Day with the pool being full, I'm sure there were a lot of mothers that would have probably appreciated having husbands or significant others watch the kids at the family pool while they go relax in the adult pool. That should have been the solution. That should have been the solution. And unfortunately for these mothers, they just decided, no, I'm special. Story 3. I guess I won't be answering the work phone for at least 2 years. I've worked in an office for almost 2 years now. I have a teammate with the same job title, but with a slightly different role. Let's refer to her as Lola. We essentially work together as a team, working on our separate tasks to complete shared projects. I answered a phone call at my desk a couple of months ago that was for her and went to verify the information to transfer the call to her. This is something the receptionist normally did, so I wasn't sure what her specific extension was. Here's how the conversation went down. You have a phone call. What's your extension, Lola? It's for me? That's weird. Why is that weird? Lola. It's usually for you, so I don't answer it. What are you talking about? I'm really stumped. Lola, when someone calls either of us, both our phones ring. It's usually not for me, so I don't answer it. It's normally not for me either. I just take a message or get the call to the right person, as I'm trying to do now. Lola doesn't really have anything to say about it. I get her extension and then transfer the call to her. Back in my office, I'm kind of steaming. For almost 2 years, I've been taking every call and message when the receptionist is away. My teammate had been simply ignoring the phone that entire time, leaving all the effort to me. I looked at my phone and thought, I wish I could just unplug it. Then it occurred to me that the cord extended from a port on the floor and connected under my phone. The phone essentially sits on top of the cord with a gap space under the phone to accommodate the cord. So I unplugged my phone and placed it on top of the cord so it simply looks as though it's plugged in. I have no idea who is answering the phone when the receptionist is away from her desk, but I guarantee I won't plug in that phone again unless someone figures it out. And then I'll simply play dumb. I mean, who would do something like that on purpose? It's a small anarchy, but I'll take it. Very nice. Yeah, we all hate being interrupted during work. I mean, I do. I really like to focus on what I'm doing and get the task done. Having to answer phone calls all the time would just be maddening. And it's really maddening when someone else just passive-aggressively dumps their workload on you, basically. You were supposed to share it? All right. She found a way to one-up you on this. Good for her. Story 4. Am I the a-hole for not including my sister-in-law in photos during my bachelorette party because she wore white? I'm getting married. Yay! And my brother John asked me to include his girlfriend Sarah as a bridesmaid as a way to get her involved with our family since he wants to propose soon. I wasn't happy. She's quite snobbish, almost in a comically villainous way. She once made fun of the fact that I get most of my groceries from the local big box superstore and not somewhere with more high-quality product. But I love John, and it mattered a lot to him, so I agreed. On to the issue. On the final night of my bachelorette party, we decided to have one big meal that was really pricey and fancy that we all saved up for. Sarah said she had to take an emergency work meeting and for us to go ahead first. The restaurant was walkable from our hotel. Guys, when Sarah showed up, I was floored. She came in a white, sparkly sequin number with a tulle skirt and a tiara. When we were planning the trip, my maid of honor made it abundantly clear that everyone was supposed to wear pink so we could get a really cute photo together at the restaurant. I'm not even kidding. Her outfit was so bridal looking, the waitress actually asked if we were having a joint bachelorette party. I was so upset that when it came time to take photos, I absolutely refused to have Sarah in them. She said it wasn't her fault because she didn't get the memo, but I told her it was common sense to not wear a bridal-looking dress to a bachelorette party if you're not the bride. Plus, she was in the group chat and even made comments about another girl's outfit when we were talking about what we wanted to wear, so I know she knew. All of my friends were on my side, and they made sure she didn't end up in the photos. When we got home, she pitched a fit to my brother, saying that we bullied her at my party and deliberately left her out. She was also ticked because a lot of family and friends noticed she wasn't in the photos, and I wasn't afraid to tell them exactly why. My brother's really upset, though, because she's been crying and whining about it nonstop since. Apparently, they're both so mad that they're going to skip Father's Day brunch, so the whole thing is blowing up even more. I'm starting to feel bad because my mom told me that my brother and Sarah were fighting a lot now, so I'm not sure if I'm being the a-hole here. My brother called me a bridezilla, but I really feel like Sarah was trying to ruin my night. Yes, she was. My gut is telling me that them fighting a lot is based on issues like this, of Sarah being very domineering and wanting her way. I would almost bet real money that's the case. So, yeah. She knew. She commented on the dresses. Sarah knew the dress code. She knew the assignment. She understood the assignment. She didn't do the assignment. No. Story 5. Business class upgrade, if there's room. I used to work at a regional airline. The jet we used for our flight to the big city had 6 business class seats. The business class service was really good for a 2-hour flight. It included a full bar service, a hot meal, warmed bread basket, followed by a trolley with dessert and signature coffee. The good old days. One of our regular travelers was a local business owner who was just a slimy businessman. We'll call him SB. He had a reputation for making a lot of money from some pretty shady deals over the years. We would roll our eyes when we saw him coming to the check-in counter because he would always name drop and ask for special treatment. He always used the business class check-in line even though he was usually in economy. He didn't have frequent flyer status, but he was buddies with one of the airline executives and always let us know this fact when he would check in by making sure to tell us that he was good friends with Vice President Karen. He would always ask for free upgrades, extra baggage, not charging a change fee, last-minute discounts, etc. If he didn't get what he wanted, he immediately called VP Karen, who would usually then call us and approve whatever it was he wanted. So one day, SB checks in for his flight to the big city and, of course, name drops and asks for a free upgrade to business class because I'm friends with VP Karen and said it would be okay. He was traveling on a discounted ticket that was not eligible for upgrade, even if he did have an upgrade coupon, which he didn't. I informed him that he was not eligible for any upgrade on this ticket and gave him his boarding pass and sent him on his way. Of course, he flips open his cell phone and immediately calls VP Karen. Within 2 minutes, the phone at the check-in desk rings, and it's VP Karen authorizing me to override the policy to upgrade SB to business class with no upgrade coupon required, if there's room. The flight that day wasn't that busy, and only one person booked in business class, leaving 5 open seats. I was really irritated, but I begrudgingly put SB on the upgrade list anyways. He returned to the check-in counter and picked up his standby boarding card and gave me that smug, told you so look. But then, what VP Karen said clicked with me. If there is room. The next passenger I checked in was a super nice lady. Big smile, friendly, please and thank you. Oh, thank you so much for checking my bags to my connecting flight. That's so nice of you. I was taking my time and we were chatting a bit since it wasn't that busy. She was a teacher going on a trip to see her family, and it was her first visit with them in over a year and was going to meet her new little nephew for the first time. She was overjoyed just to have the time off to travel. I typed in a few things into the computer to make it look like I was checking something about her connecting flights and then said, "Oh, you've been selected today to receive a free upgrade to business class." She was shocked. "I've never flown business class in my life. This is so amazing." At that time, we were rarely questioned if we upgraded someone without a certificate. Over the next 20 minutes, I found excuses to upgrade 4 other passengers. One who worked for one of our top corporate accounts, one who was legitimately a frequent flyer. Can't remember the other reasons, but by the time I went to board the flight, I had to tell SB that I was sorry, but business class was full and couldn't offer him an upgrade today. The teacher I upgraded profusely thanked me again when she boarded with the rest of the business class passengers. Little did she know that it really made my day also. Thank you for all the votes and awards. I'm a long-time lurker, but a first-time poster. This will encourage me to share more tales from the airport. I could probably write a whole book about crazy Karens. The very good and the very bad staff, the non-rev trips, anyone who has worked in the airline world knows it's unlike any other job. There were no repercussions to my actions. We rarely upgraded passengers randomly, so it wasn't something that caught management's attention. And they mostly trusted our judgment on those things. But like many customer service jobs, I'm sure if you were nice to us, we would go out of our way to help you. If you were not nice to us, we would apply the rules very strictly. Our boss did watch baggage like a hawk, though. If you printed more bag tags than the passenger allowance without collecting the excess fee, it showed up on your daily report and you would be asked about it at the start of your next shift. Back when people trusted their employees to make the right decisions. Right. There were people that seemed like they were definitely more deserving of having an upgrade in business class. I fly economy a lot, and I believe I have tried to be as nice to the people giving me my tickets as possible, and I've never asked for an upgrade. I would love it if someone upgraded me to that. That would be amazing. Story 6. I broke up with my then boyfriend 3 months ago because I thought he had stolen $846 from me. I just found the money. I can't say this on my main account and I need to write this out, but I fracked up. I fracked up badly. I just found the money. It was in the chest of drawers I put it in, but the drawer I put it in had a small opening in the back. I didn't know it was there, and the envelope of money fell down there. I would never have discovered it, but the drawers broke, so I was taking the chest apart, and there was the money. There was the envelope. It's in the same envelope because it has my handwriting on it and the receipt from the bank. I have to apologize, but this is going to be so bad. I told my friends and family about this, about how I suspected that he had stolen from me since he was the only one in the house that day. No one else had a key, and I haven't left that room or my house with the money. He lost mutual friends because of me. I ended a 2-year relationship over this. I just didn't believe him when he said he didn't take it. I hurt him for no reason, and then I blocked him. An apology won't be enough. I'm going to contact him tomorrow, and then I'll tell everyone else. Wow, I fracked up. A lot of people probably would have just shut up about it. You're deciding to own up to it. That's good. And you're deciding to own up to other people about it. I mean, was there any other problems in the relationship? Was this like the straw that broke the camel's back? Or was this one thing the thing that caused you to end the relationship? It might be two different situations, but, you're going to be taking some lumps on this, but you're doing the right thing.
Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.